Alrighty, so YouTube is working and now Facebook isn't going on. Oh well, no Facebook today. See how it works? That's how it works. Hey there, thanks for joining me to color. Today we are going to be coloring this adorable Moe's digital pencil image called Hug. I put a link to this down in the description box in case you would like to pick it up and color this yourself. Aren't they cute? So we're also going to do a darker skin tone today. I really had fun doing it the last time, so I thought we would give it a go again today. So while we wait to see if anybody's going to come and play today, let's go ahead and do, let me go up a little bit. Next week on the 24th, I think it's the 24th, we're going to do this one. It's called Tilda Watering. And this is a card kit, so you'll need to pick this up over at the store if you want to color this girl with me next week for class. It comes with this stamp here, and then during class, we're going to make these flowers ourselves. They are not part of this stamp, but we're going to learn how to do that. So that'll be fun. And then the following week, we are going to do this adorable, again, Moe's digital pencil. Why does she have such adorable images? It's just wrong, I guess. I love her stuff. So this one's called Cotton Candy. So if you want to pick her up to do class on the 31st, this is what we'll be coloring. And I know she has purple cotton candy, but you know, since I was coloring it, I got to decide what color cotton candy she was going to have, and that's what she ended up with. So isn't she cute? And I'm really loving all the stuff that I seen someone else do this, and they had all this stuff up here. So I'm like, I'm really liking that. Because I did it on this one too. See all that stuff? Lots of stuff. So anyway, the 31st, the 24th. Also, if you want to go shopping at the store, don't forget to use your coupon code SAVE25 for 25% off. But let's go ahead and get started on these guys because they're super duper duper cute. And we'll put them right here. And we're going to start out by outlining. So for that, we're going to use C0. And we're not going to do anything fancy. We're just going to go all the way around. I even did around their feet too. So there's a little space right here that's in between their shoes. I'm just going to fill that in. So let's start here at his shoe, and we'll just go all the way around the outside. And this for me just gives them a little bit of shadow so that it looks like they're popping off the page a little bit. Not looking quite so flat. If you don't like that look, you could just totally leave it off. And I like to do it first so that in case I get some on my image, I can erase it. And also, if I tend to do it afterwards, yeah, I have to be really careful because I hit the image and I pick up ink off of them or off my coloring and pull it out into the background. So for me, it's easier just to do it first. And you can make your line as thick or as skinny as you would like. There's a little space right here too. Let's go ahead and color that in. And here's one. Little spaces where you can see through them to the other side. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and do their skin first. That's always a great place to start. So for our skin, we are going to use YR21, E17, 15, and 13. And we're going to start with YR21. And so, For this, I'm going to go ahead and just color her entire leg. Go ahead and start down here at the bottom. That's the easiest spot. So you color their leg all the way in. And then I'm going to grab E17 next. And for that, we're just going to, let me turn my girl here a little bit. I'm just going to touch down on the outer edge of her leg and flick my color in towards the back. And I'm going to do a little line here at the top where her skirt is touching her leg. Same for this one. And then we're going to add E15. So I touch down on top of my 17. And then we'll fill it in with E13. Okay, I'm going to hop up here and we will go to a new section. So I'm going to do his hand. So grab your YR21 and again you're just going to fill that in. And then her arm and her hand over here. And then we'll grab E17. So since her hand is underneath of his face, I'm going to go ahead and do a little dab there next to his chin or his cheek. And then we'll do her next to her sleeve. And then again we'll brush away from the bottom of her hand. And then this hand over here, for him, we'll do his finger a little bit. And then we'll do the bottom of his hand. And next to his sleeve. Next we'll grab E15. So I'm going to go ahead and fill his bottom hand in since it's underneath of her arm. And then E13 to fill it in. And then let's do her face first. So for her, we're going to go with our YR21. And I made it so that, and you see a little bit of her part up here too, so I'm going to go ahead and color that before I forget. I made it so this side of her face is the darkest. But still, just like the rest of her skin, we're going to go ahead and cover this all up. And then we're going to go with E17. So I'm going to do her part. And then for her ear, let's do a little, I'm going to leave a little bit on the outer edge. But for her face, we're going to go underneath of her bangs right here. And then I'm going to brush this up. I don't want to go too far because I don't want her face to be completely covered up. But I'm going to kind of go around her eye and down here to her chin, like this. And then I'm going to go with E15. So I'm going to go ahead and color her ear in. And then we want to soften this line, so let's go right up here. And then we're going to brush this out. Kind of a little C there around her nose. And then we'll fill it in with our E13. Again, we're just going to brush right along this edge. And because I've been brushing it a couple times, I'm going to go ahead, I didn't fill all the way in over here, but now this time I'll go back over this line. There's a little line from the E15 there. And then because I don't want to draw out of the lines, I don't want to flip it around, I'm just going to brush this way. And then we'll go like this. And then we're going to go again with our YR21. So he's got a little bit of his neck showing. And his ear. And then again, for him, I'm going to go ahead and just brush a little bit of this. Even though we're going to color his hair black, I'm just going to brush a little bit of my color up there in his hairline so that I don't have to worry about if I miss a spot. And then we'll color his face in. And then we'll add E17. So again, I'm going to do inside of his ear. There's a little line there already, so I'm just going to color that little line and do like a little, a V, kind of like a sideways V. And then I'm going to color his neck. And then for his face, because it's leaning on her, I'm going to go with my dark over here. Go ahead and pull a little bit of that up into his hairline. And then over here, we're going to go brush, brush, brush. And around to his chin. Hi, Vivian! You're just having a little break. You're having coffee, right? Okay, then we're going to go with E15. So I'm going to do a little bit where his hair's touching his face, and then I'm going to do a little dab in here. And I'm going to leave the top first for our lightest color, so there will be a little highlight there. And then we'll brush, brush, brush this side. And there's a little bit of line there still, so I'm going to just brush, brush right over the top of that line again. Alright. And then we'll grab our E13, finish his ear. And then like the other one, I'm not going to go all the way across. So I'm going to go brush, brush, brush. Up like this. So you get a little bit, but there's still a little bit of a line right here. So if I come back here and I brush, brush it again, brush, brush, I'm going past my line over here on this side. And then we'll pull this way. Look at them. Don't they look great? I love this skin tone. I think this one is my favorite colored one so far. Who knew? I found this over on, if you go over to the blog, I put a link to, I think it's a Marker Guru's blog. They had done a blog post on using obscure colors for skin tones like YR21, and there's also one that was YG41 and YR68, so I'm definitely going to have to be trying some more out because I love how this looks. I know, it's the little things that make me happy. It's the little things. Because I decided this time we'd use the YR21, but on my card, let me grab that, I used YG41 for his base coat. So he's got a little bit of a darker kind of one. So we'll do that one again on another day. But I tried to keep it the same today so that we could save that one for another day. But you'll have to go check out the blog post for that. Because I did link to their blog so you could go read about the different values underneath. But I love how it turned out. I know they're little, so I'm going to have to try it out on the Nerdy Piper one that we did last time with the darker skin tone just to see how well it works on that. But for me, with these little guys, I'm liking it. All right, so next we are going to go ahead and do, let's see here, what I got over here. We're gonna do their hair. So let's do, and I'm gonna give them black hair. So we're gonna go T9, 7, and 5. I just really like how they turned out. And we're gonna start with our T9. I think I'll go down a little bit more. Sorry about that. Get a little bit closer. Let it catch up here to make sure it's going. That's not too close. Okay, that's better. Okay, so T9. So we're going to use that kind of sparingly, and I kind of barely touch my pen to the paper and draw some little lines. Yeah. And then over here, you want her hair to go, she's got a little pigtail in, but we don't, her hair tips kind of curves, so you want your lines to go, let me turn her a little bit more like in a little curve. So you're gonna go okay, and then for this side, same thing. We want them to curve around. And I know it looks ridiculous now, it's fine. We're going to come back. When we add some more color, it'll be better. I'm trying not to make the lines so thick. I'm trying to just use just the tip of my pen to make little lines. Because the longer you leave it on the pin down, the fatter your little line's gonna get. Okay, so that's pretty good for her for a start. So let's go ahead and do T7 next. So T7, so same thing, I'm just gonna do some little lines. Oops, I know the lines. You guys won't tell anybody, right? Okay. Do a little bit right there. And then we're going to add T5. And I'm going to come back after I get all done, and I'm going to put that T9 back in. So I do better with leaving some white streaks from my black hair. I don't know why that is, but I feel better about the white streaks in the black hair, maybe. And I'm going to try to go next to her part right here, because I don't want that to have any. Okay. Maybe this one needs a little bit more. And then I'm going to come back with my T9 and just put some of those back in, because it kind of fades out after, even though I didn't brush over the whole thing like I normally do, I want it to be a little bit darker. And I try to hold my pen more straight up and down. Like that. And then for him, he's got these little things up here that are sticking up. So I'm going to say that's kind of where my part's going to be. So I'm going to go from there. Add some streaks. But his hair falls forward in here. So I'm going to bring my streaks kind of like this. Same over here. We got a few. We're going to start turning this way. And these are going to curve with his head. Okay, we'll start with that. See how that goes. And then we'll go with T7. And then we'll add T5. Because his head's smushed down over here next to her, I'm going to try to darken this up just a little bit. And then I'll again go back with my T9 and add that in. And because it's touching right here, I'm going to add a little bit more over here. I didn't do that. I put my initial stripes down, but I think I'll darken it up just a little bit right in here. And what do I got going on here? Now you know why I brushed that skin tone up here into his bangs, because I was unsure. Even though I tried to brush a few little streaks down in there, I was unsure if it would touch anything. But there, see, I'm fine with the white that I've left in this. I don't know what it is with the other hair colors, but I just don't like how it looks with the white in there. But with him, or with her, it's okay. Black hair is okay. Alright, so now we're going to do his shirt. So for that, we're going to use YG 17, 25, and 3. And we're also going to use these for his shoes. So we're going to go YG 17 first. And we want to add that wherever we want some dark. So let's go in here. And then for his shirt, he's got a little wrinkle on his sleeve right here. And then I'm going to go underneath of his arm. For that. And I'm also going to do a little dab underneath of her sleeve. And her arm. And we're going to come back here and we're going to get these wrinkles. And then under his arm sleeve. And I think I will brush this out just a little bit. And then we're going to add YG 25. Over here, there's not much shirt sleeve left, so I'm just going to go ahead and color that in. And then we'll add a little bit here. And I'm making sure to touch my YG 17 so that I can soften that edge. And then we'll add our YG03 to fill it in. I'm going to brush backwards just so I don't go out of the lines. And then let's brush this way. And that's just to soften those little lines that are still there that I can see. And we'll pop down here and do his shoes. So YG17 first. So let's see here. We're gonna do, I'm gonna leave his sole white and the laces white. So let's do right along the sole. And then he's got, kind of dips down right here. So let's go like this. And then over here, there's a little white streak right here on his shoe. So I'm gonna leave that white, but I'm gonna go along the sole. Like that. And then next we'll add our YG25. And then we'll fill it in with our YG03. And some of these little laces I can see in between. I'm going to just give it a little bitty brush up away from that. Easy peasy for him. Okay, so next let's do his jeans. So for that we will use the 99, 97, and 95. And we're going to start with 99. So that, let's do over here. I'm going to go right next to the little zipper flap. I'm going to go around that. I'm actually going to make the little zipper flap a little bit lighter. So I'm not going to add that to that. And then we'll go down the inside of this leg. And over here he's got a wrinkle in his jeans. So let's bring that in. Like this. I don't want to have too much of this dark in there. It's really dark. And then over here, same thing. Let's go underneath of his jacket or his shirt. And then he's got a bunch of little creases. Just going to use those. And then I'm not going to do the that part of his jeans, but there's a little stripe right here. I'm going to do on the opposite or the left side of the stripe. And then we'll exaggerate these little lines that are there. And then I'm going to put another color coat on the opposite side of that stripe. And then let's go ahead and do the back, the stripe on this pocket. And then we'll add B97. And we're just going to soften the edge of that B99. Because her skirt is so close up here, I went ahead and filled that in. And let's brush down. Let's go ahead and fill this part in. And then we'll brush, brush, brush away. And then I want to soften these little creases. And then we'll fill it in with our B95. I'm going to go ahead and fill in his fly here. And even though I colored this all the way in, I want to brush over the entire thing. I kind of go in and soften the line a little bit. And then I come back and swipe over his entire pant. His pants. He's got a little bit of a line there, so I'm just going to flick over it again. Okay, then we'll move on to the girl's shirt. So for that, we will use some YRs. So we're going to use YR 09, 68, and 16. And we'll start with our YR 09. Let's go ahead and do her shoes first. I've got a theme here. He's got green shoes to go with this green shirt, and she's going to have orange shoes to go with her orange shirt. Okay, so I'm going to again leave the soles white, so let's go right along the bottom. And then because this shoe is touching that shoe, I'm going to bring this out. And then for this one, she's going to have a little bit, since this is in the back, I'm going to color this side. And do I leave that white? Nope, I colored this in. Okay, but let's do this bottom next to the sole on this side. And then I left the white there in the front for her shoe. And then we'll add YR68. And then YR16 to fill it in. And then she's got a little bit of space you can see between the little shoestrings. I'm just going to give that a quick swipe. And then we'll hop up here and do her shirt. So YR09 first. And let's see here. She's got a little bit of her sleeve showing over here. My pen seems really wet. I must have just filled this one. Let me pop the other cap off real quick. I don't want to make a mess. Okay, and then over here, we're going to go underneath of his arm. And then we'll get some of these wrinkles. And then she's got a couple over here. And because her shirt's squished up against his shirt, I'm going to go ahead and give this a little patch of color. And I'm going to, this way, I think I'm going to brush, like I did his shirt, let's brush out a little bit. Hi, Julie. Thanks for coming back. Okay, so YR68 next. There's just a little dinky spot over there. I'm going to fill that in. And it kind of touches her face up here. So I'm going to bring this color up by her face. Get some of those wrinkles. And then YR16. And then I swipe over her entire sweater. Go ahead and do their socks real quick. So for that, we're going to use W2. And I didn't do anything spectacular, but I'm just going to give them a little bit of color in the creases here. And maybe a little bit on the soles of their shoe. Just a little dab. And then she's got, let's do YG17. She's got a ponytail right here, so she's got a little bit of that little wrapper showing, so I'm just going to dab that with a little bit of color. I probably could have used the lighter one and then you'd see it better, but I can barely see it on the other one, so I'm assuming I must have used that dark one. I didn't write it down. Okay, then we're going to do her skirt. So for that, we are going to use R39, R29, 17, 14, and 22. Yes, Julie, this is a Mo Manning image. It's called Hugs. I used it, excuse me. I used it last week in Bible journaling, and someone wanted me to do, I think it's Teresa said it would be cute as a card, so I said I would color it up this week as our card. And since I didn't have anything planned, it worked out perfect. Okay, so we're going to do R39 first. And let's go ahead and do, and I wanted to practice some more of my darker skin tones. So I found this one over, I think it was a Marker Guru's blog. And they did a post on using different tones underneath. So this one we used YR21. So that made it kind of interesting. I think it turned out great. I really like how it looks. Okay, so I gave all those little wrinkles a spot, but also it goes down here. It's got like these little V's. So I'm going to take my pencil and I'm just going to give each of these V's, where it pops down like right in here, some color. We're going to exaggerate the wrinkle. And this one kind of goes down a little bit. Here's one. All the down peaks. It's got mountains and then it's got the valley. And there's a little dinky one right here. And is there more over there? No. Alright, and then we'll add R29. So because this is more red and that one was more purple, I always make sure to go over the top of my R39. I'm just going to make it a little bit wider. Try that. And then we'll do R17. Same thing. We'll go right over the top of our R29. And we're going to bring our lines out, make it a little bit wider. I'm still getting better at this whole pleat business. Pleats are hard. I don't know about for you girls, but for me, just wrinkles and stuff throw me off. And then R14. And this one's got, like it comes up. I think I need my wrinkle to go up more this way. Not quite so much. And then R22. Okay, so now I filled all the way in. I think I'll swipe over her entire skirt. Just gonna squish all the colors together. I think that looks pretty good. Not too bad. I want to go over. I think I'm gonna go over it again. I'm thinking that we'll make it a little bit darker. Let's go R39 again. Maybe at least these pleats down here. Let's go. And then R29. R17. R14. And then a second swipe of our R22. Just too adorable. All right, let's go up. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and put our card together. Let's see, what do we got? So first off, let me grab, oh, I'm like, what do I do with the parts? Oh wait, they're in here. Crazy Heather. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and put this piece on first because it needs to go down here. And I want to make sure it's not too long. If it's too short, there's nothing I can do about it. But if it's too long, that's not going to really work out. So, and this was some old paper from Paper Pad. I can't even remember what it was. I didn't even bother trying to find it because it's ancient. But I have a bunch of paper pads, little 6x6 paper pads in my closet. So I thought I would branch out and get some out and cut it up. And plus, since I'm going to my friend's house to color tonight, we're going to color these guys tonight. I had to cut out multiple of these cards. Okay, and then we are going to attach this. And the card is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, so I just cut this down. Bye, Julie. Have a great time at lunch. See you next time. I cut it down just 1/8 of an inch so that it would fit. I wanted to do a 1-layer card and try printing this image on some 110-pound Neenah cardstock, but my printer was having a fit. It kept getting black stuff. Even it got a little smudge right here, but I'm going to live with that. I'm hoping that when I put the rest of this... Whoops. I need to look. I need to get it closer so because it's not much room on here. So let me make sure it's straight first. And then, sorry about that. I didn't want to put my head underneath the camera. Yeah, my printer decided that it should... I had to take it apart and do... So see, I'm going to strategically put that on here. I had to clean the print head. So, and now it still does it even though I did all that. So I tried printing it with some, like on the envelope setting, and that helped today. But last week I was like, great, the printer is gonna break. What am I gonna do with that? I can't afford a new printer. Those things are like $200. They are not free. And money does not grow on a tree. I'm back. So I cleaned it all up, so hopefully that will help it last a bit longer. Okay, so put that on there like that, and then I have all this wonderful stuff I got out. So we're gonna have this piece, and this. I probably should have stamped it better. It says sending hugs, but I didn't stamp it. The stamp was having a moment. Okay, we're gonna have that, and then we're having this next. This is gonna go here, and then we're gonna have an orange piece. Okay, so let's go. I want to make sure it's underneath this though, so let's go. I think that's gonna be okay. Do I want to do pop dots this time? No, let's just put some glue. But before I colored the people, my guys here, I did pick this paper out so that I could pick some colors that match the paper. So I just didn't willy-nilly pick these colors for their shirt. I did pick my paper first. Otherwise, I might color their shirt something totally outrageous, and I wouldn't be able to see. I wouldn't be able to find any paper that matched. If you're like me, that's what I do. I didn't find any paper. Uh-oh, it sounds like baby Mayana is here. Her mom's got to go to work. He's dropping her off. Okay, so next we're going to do this little brown one. And I think this time, the last time, I pressed too hard on my pieces and I smushed them down. I don't like how that looks. So I'm just going to attach them with glue where the paper hits another paper, and then, whoops, not like that, and then just let it be free floating out here on the outside. So like it's really touching right here, and over here it's going to just kind of float. Same for this one. It'll float. It'll go on top of the brown piece and hold to that piece, and then the rest will float out here in space. But this one, because we have so much stuff going on now, we're going to need some pop dots. I don't think I'll be able to put any paper pop dots in the middle, so let's go like this. And then maybe put a little bit of glue on the back. And then if it happens to touch the paper underneath, it will attach to that. And I'm gonna put this one up here. Let me move it down here a minute. I gotta make sure it's kind of straight on the top. Okay. Sorry about that. And then we'll make sure the pop dots are attached. And then if it happens to touch in here, then it will, the glue will hold it. And then we'll put our low sentiment. And that will float above everything else. And look there, my little piece, I strategically put it down so that it would cover up that little spot. Yay me! So there is our adorable Hugs card all colored up. Isn't it adorable? I love it. I really love this skin tone. I'm going to be trying that out some more. So if you need a darker skin tone, this maybe you could try it out. It's YR21, E17, E15, and E13. And you can also find this over on the store blog, and I did a little pin card in case you want to pin it to your pin board. So that is our card for today. Next week we're going to do Watering Tilda, or Tilda Watering. So this is a card kit. If you want to get this one, you're going to have to go over to the store and pick it up, and I will mail it out so you'll have it in time for class. The kit comes with all the stuff and the stamp here, but it does not stamp these flowers. In case you missed the first part, we're going to draw those on ourselves during class. So you'll get this girl, and then we'll draw this on with that. So that's next week. And then the following week on the 31st, we're going to do this Cotton Candy Moe's digital pencil image. So if you want to head over and pick up her and print her out so you can color along with me, you can get that all ready too. And all of these are posted over on the store blog under the tabs Classes at the top. If you click on the Classes tab, it will take you to a post that shows all these cards, and then there's a little right above it, it'll say what day we're doing it, and it will have blog post. So if you click on that, it'll take you to the blog post, and then there's links to everything I used in case you want to pick some stuff up. But anyway, there's our card for today. I hope you had fun coloring. If you have a question, leave me a comment down below. If you watched this clear to the end, don't forget to hit the like button. It really helps my channel out so that it shows up so other people will find out about it and maybe join us for class too. I would really appreciate it. Otherwise, I hope you guys are having a fabulous week, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.